Hello, nieces and nephews. This is your Uncle Bill, and welcome to week 46, year 2021. It's camp week, and we're going to have all sorts of fun. And I'm going to even tilt the microphone so it's counted there. Can you hear me now? You probably could hear me before. Anyways, it's week 46, camp week. I'm excited. Guess what? I have 5 crazy things. Yes, 5 crazy things for you, all to do with camping. Bet you didn't think I'd have 5 crazy things. Uncle Bill always has 5 crazy things. Now, first thing is, seeing as we're YouTubers, a vlogging kit or vlog. What's in this kit? This is number 1. I won't even count these things inside as being additional because you've seen them before. A mini tripod for my phone. Better sound using a lavalier that works. If you haven't checked out my live video about TRS tips, you better check it out. And also my Sony handy dandy stereo recorder. Reason why I'm bringing this one is because it's a little smidge smaller than my Zoom stereo recorder. See how much bigger that is? That's huge. Anyways, that's number 1. All to do with camping. And why does it have something to do with camping? Because we cook, we camp, we create, we critique, and we climb. Climb is metaphorical for physical activity. And we're going to be having a lot of that this week. Number 1. Number 2 is something I was working around, and you're always looking for clamps. I get these over at the Dollar Tree. I couldn't find them. And I was thinking, well, what am I going to use for clamping things down? These. And you can have a clothesline when you're camping. I have, how many do I have? 36 for $1 over at the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree. So there's number 2. Number 2 thing. Here's something. I don't think I've ever shared this before, and I dropped something down there. Number 3 is my big rope. This is a tree felling rope. And it's supposed to, I think it's like 5,000, rated to 5,000. You could tow a car with this. This is just incredible. I haven't figured out a use for this. I don't know. I had just a wild craving to have some line, and I bought it, and I think I paid close to $100 for it. Now, when you're camping in the winter, your little tootsies get cold. These are great to have. Darwin on the Trail, I think is the name of the channel. He was the one who turned me on to down socks. That's what these are called, down socks. So that's number, I don't know. What is it, Bridget? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is Bridget even in here? I don't think so. So anyways, we go on that. And here we go to number 5. You need to have light. And number 6, you need to have a good knife. This is a great knife. It's more a knife. And this one actually floats. It's stainless steel, and I can use it for a sparker. That's what that little, I don't know if that'll show up. Oh, there it is. You can see the little bit where I used it for a sparker. And I like the fact that it has a nice scabbard that you can see very easily. And lastly, 2 more things. My hat. Always good to have a hat. Multi-purpose hat. I can use it for both shading my eyes at night. And then here is the last thing. It's my confirmation because Uncle Bill is going to go camping. And look at that. $29 in San Diego for one night camping, courtesy of the city. They have very affordable camping. So that's pretty much it for all of my 5 crazy things for the day. It's just been an amazing week getting ready. And guess what? I even have a special guest for you today. She's going to come on in here, and Bridget decided to join me for the broadcast today. So say hello, Bridget.
Hi.
Yeah. And what else you want to talk about?
Camping, but I don't know.
If you go there, you're going to be gone.
It's not that story.
Okay.
I don't know a good camping story other than when I got scared in the pool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could tell about all the bees in the pool.
The bees in the pool?
Don't you remember the bees? Yeah, we used to go camping at Woods Valley Campground. And the hey Andrew, great seeing you today.
Hi Andrew.
We're trying something new. Let me know, can you even hear the music in the background? We just have a real low, chill music going with the YouTube tunes that are allowed free on a broadcast. Trying things different today. And also, I'm going to be cooking while I'm camping. And Bridget, what do you remember about cooking?
I remember that we would eat beans.
Lots of beans. And what else, Bridget?
Macaroni and cheese. We would go swimming. We would feed the animals. And we would go fishing.
Yeah. And there was a petting zoo at the Woods Valley Campground, and you could pet the animals, so they would come up to the fence. Tell them about that.
I remember. I don't really remember petting the animal.
Bridget, you're going to have to talk up because Andrew's.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. And let's see what else is going on. Oh, there is a new campground that literally is only about 2 miles from here. And as the crow flies, it's really only about 1.25 miles, more like 2.5 miles, because I have to go. Years ago, our road, Saturn Boulevard, got flooded out in the 80s. The bridge got flooded out, everything else, and they never rebuilt it. They decided, oh, people don't need to go down there. They can go around to get a border field. And they made it harder and harder to get to one of the larger parks in the area. And because it's so hard, people never went there anymore. Now we have a campground that's down near the park, and we'll see how well that works. Tell them about marshmallows. What's your favorite way to cook a marshmallow?
You have to cook it where it's just barely burnt on the outside, and then it's gooey on the inside.
And what was your favorite activity at Woods Valley Campground?
Swimming.
Swimming, yeah. Bridget used to like swimming a lot. Remember when we went to the Boy Scouts? You could tell about that story.
So here I am. I'm about 8. I want to say I'm about 8, and I am in my pajamas. And I want to play with my sisters. Obviously, my sisters are my friends that I made that day. And why ever we were there? Why were we there?
We were camping.
Yeah, but who invited us?
My friend Matthew.
Oh, so I wanted to play with his kids too, but they didn't want to play with me. And when I was younger, I was into the Little Mermaid. So in my pajamas, I jumped into.
What did Dad tell you that you were not to do?
To jump into the water.
I told you not even to touch the water. So here I am. Everybody tells me, oh, you got to go see Bridget. You got to go see Bridget. Okay, you take it from there.
I'm swimming and singing in the ocean because I'm pretending to be Ariel because they don't want to play with me.
Yeah. not only that, it was pitch dark out there. Little did Bridget know that that's a time when the night feeders come out. She was just very lucky that night. You didn't know that.
What night feeders?
Chomp, chomp. Didn't you ever see the movie Jaws?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
She was in the ocean.
I swear I had no fear as a kid.
Yeah, no fear at all, except for bees. And I know something you were scared of. You're still scared of them.
What?
Ghosts.
Really?
Whenever I wanted Bridget not to do something, I'd go, look up there. And when you're camping, oh, what a good time for ghost stories. But I didn't do that to her very often. Maybe, what, every 10 minutes? Yeah. And so Bridget is having a birthday this week, Andrew. Sorry, my earphones broke. Went to get my spare ones. Oh, so you couldn't even hear us. And there's no closed captioning until after the broadcast. So that's a little tough. Well, welcome back. You missed the whole story about how Bridget chopping down the tree, and it was about 200 feet long, and we sent it off to the sawmill. Now, she was telling the story about how she went in the ocean at night, fully in her pajamas. We had no spare pajamas or anything. And she was a rather crazy, and she still is very adventurous.
Oh, thank you for the happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's actually Thursday.
Yeah. and you won't find any tree. No tree was harmed in the filming of this broadcast. It's going to be fun, Andrew. This is the first time I've been camping since 2000. Well, camping, official camping. I mean, I've done a lot of camping in the backyard, but never away from home since I think it was 2019 was my last year. And it was 2019. That's when I went back to Vermont and camped there and got monsoonal rains. And then I started my fun journey with cancer, which wasn't so fun, but it was, not an adventure and not a kind dance partner.
Does Andrew camp?
Well, Andrew, do you camp? I know you fish. I've seen some pictures of you fishing, I think. At least I thought I saw some pictures of you fishing. You do fish, right, Andrew? I know Andrew cooks, and haven't camped since my days in Africa. Got on a dash cam. Happy birthday. Hi, Bill. And Matt. Hey, great seeing you. How was the Matt went camping with his dog Ty recently. Are you on the way back? And yeah, I thought you fished. I remember seeing some pictures on one of your videos. And Matt was just out camping, and I know Andrew and Matt know each other, but anyone dropping in here, you need to check out both of these channels. These are excellent channels. You got Matt Holbrook, and if I was to pick anybody on YouTube to go into the woods and survive on just our wits alone and a knife and a gun, I'd go with Matt because I don't own a gun. No, no, he is amazing. And also, if I was going to be just in the kitchen and have to survive on just the kitchen, I would pick Andrew because Andrew cooks amazing dishes. And his mom, I would pick her for desserts because as I remember, Andrew told me that she does desserts. So check out Andrew's Simple Cooking and Matt Holbrook. Now, Matt is, it's special when you get one of Matt's videos because they don't come out as often as Andrew and I. But when they do, it's amazing.
Do you remember trying to pan for gold at Woods Valley?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we tried to pan for gold and we got nada. But it was fun. It was fun. And we used to chase around, and it was one of the best campgrounds because Woods Valley, you could literally let the kids go wild and not worry about them. Although you did tell them stick together, because if they didn't stick together, safety in numbers and all.
Yeah, I remember when one of the first times we went to Woods Valley, we were swimming and these boys were harassing me and Barbara, so we had to swim into the middle of the pool.
Oh, yeah. In the middle of the pool was a whole 9 feet deep. So it was deep for the kids. It went over their head. That's for sure.
Because the pool noodles, they were like that with the pool noodles and wouldn't reach the middle of the pool.
And Bridget, did I ever have you pitch the tent?
I helped.
Mm-hmm.
I helped.
Mm-hmm. And what else did you help with?
Swatting wasps when we were infiltrated by all the wasps.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much all I remember.
It was really funny too because my kids they got so used to wasp. You notice how she said swatting wasp? Normally you're scared of wasps, but when you have so many of them after a while, you're just like, get away from my food, get away from my soda. It's crazy. Andrew, actually, the girls, I think Brenda got stung by a bee once, and Bridget, I think she got stung once too.
I got bitten by a yellow jacket.
Yeah.
At Uncle Mick's wedding.
Yeah.
That was not fun.
That was an interesting experience, Uncle Mick's wedding. We were at a place up in Alpine, paid, I think, $300 for one night. It was ridiculously expensive. And it was pretty warm out, but the place that we were staying, all sorts of repairs needed to be made. Their showers didn't work right. So I turned up the air conditioning full blast and we put a fire in the fireplace. We had a nice little campfire inside and put it down to igloo temperatures.
Yeah, I remember the seat. I was sitting in the chair when you realized that there was screws poking out, so you had to pick me up, and this was beyond my you being able to pick me up, so you had to immediately like try to pick me up and put me down.
Yeah, because all the screws had poked into Bridget's dress, and if she was going to come off of it, and plus, also, had I not picked her up, she would have cut herself on coming off because it was ridiculous.
I remember funny. Brenda got her foot stuck in the
Actually,
balcony.
What happened is on the balcony, one of the floorboards broke, and she was up on the second floor, and her leg went through. So yeah, it was a weird place. A lot of interesting camp stories. And then Bridget will probably remember when I took them out to the desert, out to Anzo Borrego, and we went out to Agua Caliente, not the one down in Mexico, but the one in San Diego County. And I made a big fire that night.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I'm surprised she didn't remember it because all the kids, I literally almost started like a small fire going elsewhere. It was pretty insane times. And then we also had the kids out in the pool, and the bats, small little bats, would come and drink out of the water out of the pool at Agua Caliente. It was, kids thought they were birds, but they were bats actually. First live I've caught. Cool. It's cool having you here. Did you have any luck fishing there, Matt? Because I know you go fishing every time you go anywhere. And how was the camping with Ty? I think it would be cool to go to Ohio and visit Matt in the winter, go to his winter camping ground. Have you seen the videos that he has?
No.
Okay. Well, you got to check them out.
I will.
I love the winter videos with you in the winter, and it's just so amazing. And then you're so gentle with those mice. I mean, I don't know if I would have been as nice to the mice as you.
Yeah.
Mice are not my friends very much.
No, I had to kill 3 mice.
Yeah.
Because the house that I was at before, the one I'm at now, was infested with mice.
Wow. That's something else. Kasaya, I hope that I'm pronouncing it. And it's great to see you in here. Welcome. I'll have to check out your channel. And you got some fish, but game hunting. Oh, wow. You're going for deer? Or did you get a deer there, Matt? And Kasaya, it's open question and answer. If you guys have any questions about cooking, camping, creating, critiquing, or climbing, which is metaphorical for physical activity, feel free to ask away. I'm not an expert, but I will make up something.
Do you remember me collecting the walnuts?
Walnuts, yeah. Actually, we did have walnuts at Woods Valley. There was walnut trees there. Where else did you collect some walnuts, Bridget?
At Uncle Mick's wedding.
Oh, at the wedding, yeah.
Yeah, I had a table full of walnuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were walnuts. I was just calling them walnuts because they were acorns.
Acorns, yeah.
Because they looked like acorns. Yeah. And I was convinced you would let me keep them, but you didn't.
Let the story keep trying. Close, I left you the story, keep trying. Oh, about the deer? Yeah. I remember a story about the deer in Pennsylvania. You have to, I've never gone deer hunting because I could shoot. I was good with a rifle and good with a bow. The problem is I knew that for me to kill a deer, you have to know how to field dress a deer. And I had not a clue about field dressing a deer, but one of the stories was one of the biggest bucks that they got in the county that I was in. I can't even remember. Mont Alto, Ogdensburg, Pennsylvania, I think it was. The biggest buck, the guy was literally in an outhouse, came out of the outhouse. He's on state property where you're not supposed to shoot. And boom, he shot the thing because he saw this 10-pointer and he was like, whoa. Craziness. Have you ever tried hill climbing? Yes, as a matter of fact, I have tried hill climbing. If you're talking about cliff climbing, I've done a cliff. It was back in my college years when I wasn't very smart because it was a good 30-foot cliff. I decided, I'm going to free climb this thing. And Uncle Bill is kind of lucky that he's still alive. I've done a lot of crazy, stupid things in my life, but that's the nice thing about being young is somehow we survive. I don't know how. I used to hunt elephant oh, wow.
Oh, poor elephants.
And Andrew, what did you do with the elephants when you got them? Did you give the meat to the villagers or something like that? Because there's no way to pack out a whole elephant to come home. Oh, I even have African music going now, so it's kind of it goes along with elephant hunting. That might, Andrew, that would be a wild story to have sometime on your channel about elephant hunting. I should show you my Vitamix cookbook one of these days. They actually have how to cook an elephant with a Vitamixer, which is just it was more of a joke than anything because they were talking about how it would take like a whole year to cook one and using the little Vitamixer. Sell it to the Trumps. Yes, could do that. You never know. And then the Trumps would claim that they did it. We used to give the meat to the villagers. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I was right. And the tusk to the government. Oh, you actually gave the tusk to the government too? And then you had the privilege. Oh, wow. That's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that herds do need to be culled. You know, you shouldn't have a big herd. And with forestry, it was always funny because when I was going to Penn State University, we'd see these protests with all the Greenpeace people. Oh, don't cut these trees down. Don't cut these trees down. And you could tell that it was a planted forest specifically for harvest. It'd be like somebody going out and saying, oh, farmer, don't cut down your corn because we don't want you to harm the land. And with trees, when you see them equally spaced, you know that that's a planted forest. So pretty crazy. Welcome to Africa then. So Kaisea, are you, I guess I'm going to have to look you up. Are you from Africa? I think that's great that you're, yeah, I guess we're both. Now we're curious. You have the stage. And no pressure, because everybody here plays nice, and Matt and Andrew are both great people to know, and so is Bridget. She is my moderator most of the time. Well, Kasaya, if I haven't subbed into your channel, I will as soon as we're done with the broadcast, which actually is in 1 minute. So if anybody has any last minute questions, feel free to ask them. Kenyan. Oh, great. Well, that's great. It's good to have somebody from overseas. Well, actually, I have 2 people from overseas, and Matt is on the East Coast. That's close enough to be, well, not East Coast. You're more central Ohio. And we're out in California, and a lot of interesting things happening all over the world. I've had my last COVID shot, at least for the year, so we'll see where things go from here. Well, I'm going to close out the broadcast.
Bye.
Make every day great. I love you all. And you can stick around because I'll just leave the chat open for a while. Usually YouTube takes about 3 minutes before they close down chat. Love you all. Have a great week. Week 46, camp week. I'll have some camping video this week on Friday. Love you all. Bye-bye. And see, you got to go from here to there.